Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about my 3 favourite vegan recipe books. For those who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Harmony and I talk about books, book reviews, sometimes money saving ideas and anything else that springs to mind and is worth contemplating and discussing. So as I say, if you're new, welcome, or if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I see I've got some new subscribers lately, so welcome guys. Thanks for all the lovely comments over the last few days at the time of recording this. Belated happy summer solstice, by the way, everyone. I say summer solstice because I'm in the northern hemisphere, or happy winter solstice if you're in the southern hemisphere. Anyway, this is not a solstice video, although it could be. No. I figured I would talk about my 3 favourite vegan recipe books. One of these is one I use pretty much as a go-to, like if I can't find something in there, then I'll look in the other 2. Having said that though, the other 2 books do have some individual recipes that are my go-to kind of quick, easy type things if I want something now. So we'll start with my default one, which is 365 plus 1 vegan recipes by Leah Lienemann, I think is how you pronounce her name. This was published in the early 1990s by the look of it, and it's an interesting way that this book is laid out. So you've got a chapter on American breakfasts and British afternoon teas, which includes your pancakes, your scones, those kind of things. French toast. There's also a recipe. There's plenty of those. Yeah. There's a chapter on vegan dairy alternatives. So the thing I like about that book is that you can find recipes to make stuff like your own almond milk or your own vegan cheeses. I personally haven't tried any of those, but I plan to once I finish with this particular almond milk, because buying vegan alternatives to those things, well, it can get kind of expensive, and quite honestly, when you make your own stuff, as everyone knows, not only is it generally cheaper, but it's also arguably a lot more environmentally friendly, and it takes away the dreaded packaging. But also, it tastes better. Just a matter of personal opinion, of course. I do use a lot of recipes from this book in general. The chapters, otherwise, apart from the ones I've mentioned, are divided up into types of food. So, you got a chapter on pasta, rice and other grains, beans, one on salad, there's one called dips, spreads and starters, or whatever that's, starters, dips and spreads, or whatever it's called. I don't have it with me this second, but one of those. Yeah, also you got a chapter in there called about ready-made vegan, not ready-made vegan, like ready-made shop-bought product. So there's a recipe for a vegan toad in the hole that uses your vegan sausages that you buy from the shop in place of your meat sausages, of course, and then you make your batter for your Yorkshire pudding, or the spaghetti bolognese, or the sauce for it anyway, that uses a dried veggie burger mix, which is a recipe that I'm going to be doing over the next day or 2. Normally I use corn mince, but I'm actually going to stick to the recipe for once, and and use the veggie burger mix. There's a couple of chapters on desserts as well, cakes and biscuits, a bunch of things actually. Anyway, as you can gather, a highly recommended book. Another of my favourite vegan recipe books is Vegan Easy by Denise Smart. Now that one, admittedly, I've not tried as many of the recipes in the book, but I do have a couple of go-to recipes in there. There's a really nice cashew and spinach pesto recipe that you do with whatever pasta you want. I normally put it with spaghetti, and that's amazing. But also, my most favourite recipe in that book is Cajun spice rice with beans. So it uses mixed beans. Technically, the recipe asks for a tin of mixed bean salad with onion, I think it is. But just trying to find a tin of mixed beans is hard enough at times. The thing I like about this particular recipe book is that the author gives you a bunch of recommended nutrition information at the start of the book, but also at the end of each recipe is the nutrition information for each serving. If you're somebody that's conscious of getting enough protein or enough fats or more calories or fewer calories or whatever, then that can be helpful. So my other sort of favourite recipe book, I think it will become my favourite once I start using it more, is Bosh. I can't remember what the full title is, but it's something to do with all the plants, and obviously, as the name suggests, it's a book about all the plant-based recipes. It's by Henry Firth and Ian Thaisby, I think it is. I'll link to the Bosh YouTube channel in the cards. Actually, I love the fact that in their recipes they encourage you to make bigger amounts of things. So there's a really nice pasta recipe that I use that has olives, capers, peppers, a whole bunch of other things in it, and that recipe serves anywhere between 4 and 6. I think technically I think it says 6. I made it a while ago and it lasted about a week because I'm the only one that eats it, and yeah. If you want that every day for a week, or you want to make the recipes and put the rest of it in the freezer or the fridge, then the book is fantastic for doing that. Personally, I like making bigger portions of food, well, bigger amounts of food, like batch cooking, because then it saves time later on, and everyone gets those days of don't have time to cook, don't really want to cook. I like doing that. I noticed, by the way, that that book also has a recipe to make your own hash browns. Yes, I want to try that one at some point, because then you can make as many hash browns as you want. By the way, is in a chapter about breakfasts. I think the layout of that this particular book is in a bit of a strange order. Okay, it's nice that you've got the quick eats chapter close to the front, but if not one of the first chapters actually. But for some reason the breakfast chapter is at the back. What? Who does that? Surely you want the breakfast chapter at the front, then go to your cookies, and then you. But then I'm used to seeing things in order rather than slightly random order. So I think presentation and impressing people seems to be a reasonably important thing to those guys, because you've got chapters like Big Eats and showpieces, stuff like that, and I'm like, just give me the main courses, give me the, I don't know, dinners, desserts, lunches, whatever, just in order that you're going to eat them, or in order that you're going to want them. I don't know. Having said that though, there are some very nice looking recipes in there. And yes, there is a vegan version of a chocolate fudge cake, which I have yet to try, but I would like to. In one of the last two mentioned books, by the way, I think it might be in Vegan Easy, I can't remember, but there's a recipe that is peanut butter and chocolate chip cookies. They sound amazing. I don't know how well peanut butter and chocolate chips go together, or even if they go together in the cookies. Then Reese's peanut butter cups are pretty good if they're in an ice cream or something like that. Which is weird to say because I can't stand peanut butter on its own, or peanut butter sandwiches. Just, ugh, no. No, no, no. If peanut butter is in something, yes, I'm that person that puts peanut butter in porridge, by the way. And sure, I'll give it a go. Anyway, as I say, I will link somewhere to the Bosh YouTube channel. And I might even try to link to I don't know if I'll link to the Storygraph or Goodreads, somewhere like that, for the recipe books, or if I will find Amazon links and put them there. I don't know yet, but I'll link them in some way so people can get an idea of what I'm talking about. For those who read Braille, by the way, in the UK, RNIB has all of these aforementioned books in Braille. You can get them in hard copy, or Vegan Easy and Bosh are both on the SD card for the Orbit Reader 20 Plus for those who have that particular machine. That's how I got them anyway. I have other recipe books, but well, one is a vegetarian recipe book, which I've not tried many of the recipes on because they're vegetarian, so I have to veganize them and do things. But also, I have a number of print vegan recipe books, but trying to put a recipe book into Braille is an absolute pain, because with OCR it's at times hard to figure out what it's getting at the best of times with plain English, but when it doesn't translate properly, you don't know whether it's trying to say TSP for teaspoon or TBSP for tablespoon. So yeah, slightly confused. I tried to do that with a library book once. Needless to say, I gave up on it in the end. I don't like giving up on things. Anyway, I shall go for now. It is Saturday evening at the time of recording this, so I shall, I think, upload this Sunday morning, and there I will have time, I should think, to find the recipe books and everything, or the links for them anyway. If you like this video, you can feel free to give a thumbs up, like, or share it with your friends, or leave a comment. And similarly, with this channel, you can feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.